What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another brand new video here today. Today we're back once again on Gran Turismo Sport, but not for any FIA related races or anything. We're back again for some more campaign, GT mode, career mode, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, we're here to continue now. One thing I do want to say is you'll probably know straight away if you look up at the top right of your screen that my reputation level doesn't correspond with what you've seen in the last week or so. That is because honestly I completely forgot I actually had this recorded. I went to actually do this yesterday and I saw that I'd got all gold trophies, so I thought, hang on, I've already recorded it. So I went and looked back through everything, and indeed I had, and yeah, it's here and it's what you're watching right now. So we've done the Sunday Cup, so now we're off to FF Challenge. First race should be a fairly straightforward one. Decided to jump in the Renault Megane RS. Feel like it's a decent car, not the certainly not the best, but not the worst. So hopefully we should be able to do these races without too many dramas. But first things first, here at Blue Moon Speedway for race number 1. Lights out and away we go. Starting P12, 3 laps to make our way through everybody. I think we should be able to do that. This Renault does have a reasonable amount of horsepower compared to some of the things that are ahead of us. Not to mention Slipstream will probably come into this a little bit as well, but already up to P11. And we'll cut back to the inside now. That's up to P10. As a matter of fact, we'll make that P9, nope, we'll make it 8, nope, we'll make it 7, and there we go, just like that. We've cleared through 5 cars, and almost in the top half of the field by the time we get to the back straight on the first lap. So we've cleared through the back markers, I suppose, if that's what you want to say, pretty quickly. Making a move on the Peugeot now, that's for P6, so already half of the field disposed of. So now we're going to try and cut our way through the rest of them. Balk behind the Honda there a little bit. I didn't know which way to go there. I didn't know which way the Honda was going to go, and that kind of all caught me off guard a little bit. But eventually he goes up to the wall, so we're going to go to the inside. We got the other car as well, and now we're going to pinch him behind, I think that might have been a Citroen, I'm not too sure what that was there, but it was very slow, and we were just able to pinch him on the outside there, so he had no way of making a move on us, and or should I say trying to stop us from making a move is what I should say. And just like that we get up to P3, and look at the run we've got on these top two here on the back straight now in the slipstream, and clean as you like, goodbye, just like that, up into the lead. And that was it. Brought it home safe and sound for the final lap. And now there we go, across the line to win race 1 here in the FF Challenge Gold. So, good start, good first race. Definitely think this Renault might be a tad bit OP for these races, so we might have to tone it down, maybe put a harder tyre on or something. I'll have to think about that, but anyway, so far so good. Race 1 is done and won, so we'll let off to race 2 at Kyoto Driving Park. Not one of my favourite tracks in the game, not going to lie, despite the fact that it is a race that I normally do pretty well at. But anyway, we'll see what we can do here. Did just lower the power down a little bit, just to try and make things that little bit harder for us, so we're not at the head of the field halfway through the race, because that can get a bit boring, let's be honest. I mean, especially when you're actually up against AI, when you know they're basically at the same pace lap after lap, where at least online, you know, somebody might find some sudden pace and they close you back down, but that doesn't happen here against AI, so we'll try to make things a little bit more difficult for ourselves, so we'll see what happens. But up to P10 for the moment, up through the S section for the first time. Move done on another Renault, and make another move here on a Citroen of some description. Not quite sure what that was, but we get up to P8, up the inside of a Volkswagen now, and that's up to P7, so already quite a few AI dispatched of. Up the inside of the Alfa Romeo now, that's up to P6. Next up, Renault Clio, as we've gone wide, touched the wall there a little bit. That's not quite how you want to go around this place, but but get the move done on him anyway. Past the Peugeot as well, that's up to P4. So already, and now we're going to send it up the inside of the guy in third as well. So up into the podium places just like that. We'll cut on a few moments later, and now we're trying to attack the guy in second, and I think we've actually got it done before we even get to the corner. And we do, so just, well, horsepower just worked for us there. And I think we're definitely going to have to tone this car back a bit more than what it currently is. But look at that, just under braking from one corner, and we've already caught up to the leader, round the outside, and man, look at that. I mean, just straight up into the lead already, and yeah, this is certainly just a tad bit easy for us at the moment. And as you see, coming onto the final lap, look how far ahead we are. We just absolutely left the AI behind in this race, so might have to go and jump in a different car, one that's a bit slower, to try and make things a little bit more difficult, because obviously it's good to be winning the races, you know, to progress through all of these events and stuff, but at the same time we need a little bit of competition, we need a little bit of a challenge, and well, that race was anything but. So we'll head off to race number 3, but I think I'm going to jump in a slightly underpowered car, so to speak. So we'll head off to race number 3, and this is one of my least favourite tracks, to be honest. Once again, it seems I have stayed in the Renault Megane. Reason I say, you know, act like I'm a little bit surprised is, as I said, I completely forgot I had this recorded, and this was a long time ago, well over a month ago. So I honestly cannot remember exactly what I did off the top of my head, but looks like we've put hard tyres on to try and slow this car up, slow us up in the corners, and on traction, and maybe just bravery under brakes as well. But away we go at what is probably one of my least favourite tracks on the game. I really don't like this place. I don't know what it is. I don't really struggle to get in the rhythm, so to speak, around here. But it's just a track that I really just don't like. I don't know, like, I've had people ask what don't I like about it, and I really haven't been able to answer that. I don't know, it's a bit of a weird one. It's just a track which genuinely I'm just not a fan of. But we do seem to have somewhat reasonable pace around here, so hopefully we can try and make the most of that. But so far so good. We've already jumped out of last up into P10 now, and it looks like we're going to try and make a move for P9 as we go around the outside of a fellow Renault. We should get that done around the outside. Struggling a little bit on the hard tyres, have to lift off a little bit there to make sure that we didn't go off into the grass and smash into the wall. Now we're going to go for a send up the inside of the Brazilian. That's up to P8, so making solid gains already at the moment. Not as much as what I thought we would have though, so hopefully we might have gone in the right direction of making things a bit more difficult for ourselves here. Obviously a bit more difficult for me. Hopefully, and the majority of the time, does mean a bit more entertaining for everybody watching, so you know, that's always a good thing. But well, it's a good thing for you guys watching. It's a bit of a pain in the ass for me, but anyway. So far so good, making moves on everybody. Triple car overtake right there, that's up to P4, so we're making solid gains in terms of positions. So we've already, well, hold that thought, now we've already gotten up onto the podium with that move on the Canadian, up into P3, but look at the gap to the leader. We're like 12 seconds behind, so we have definitely got some work to do. You can see the leader on the mini-map is already out of turn 1 and powering his way along the straight, so we've got a fair bit of work to do to try and catch up to this fella at the moment, but we've got to try and dispose of this American first, who is being a bit of a pain in the ass at the moment. Got to cut back out of turn 1, but we were just able to get away from him. But coming on to the final lap, we've caught the leader, but look in the rearview mirror, the American is still there, so we have not been able to break away from that Ford Focus, but we get the move done. I'm not too sure what that was actually, I couldn't quite see, but anyway, yeah, job done, up into P1. I think, is that a Toyota? I'm not too sure, I think it might be a Toyota. But anyway, we got that job done. The American wasn't able to get through, so he stays in P3 and we win the race. Hey, that's not a Toyota, that's a Honda. I don't know where I got that from, but anyway. So that's another victory. 3 from 3 at the moment here in FF Challenge. So on to race number 4. I think, don't quote me, but I think we still stay in the Renault. I'm not too sure. Do we? Yes, we do. Okay, so on to race 4 at Autodrome Lake Meggiore. I actually had a endurance race around here last night, a 1-hour endurance race in the Group 3 cars. Still feeling a bit tired over that, but anyway, that was around the GP circuit as well, but we're not running around the GP circuit, thankfully. 6 laps around there in these cars would be an absolute nightmare, but anyway, luckily we only have to do 6 laps around the short version of this place, so hopefully we can get through everybody and get this over and done with quick sharpish. But oh Jesus, that's I didn't expect to go for a move there, but yeah, up the inside of both Germans there, straight up into P10, so already 2 cars dispatched of us. Oh God, Frenchman gets very sideways into Peugeot there, and we did make contact, wasn't too much though, so no harm done to either of us, but we get the move done on another Peugeot. We'll cut on a few seconds later to the final corner at the end of lap 1, and there's an absolute car park here of about 5-6 cars. Get the move done on the Renault up to P7, and just like this, look at the horsepower difference compared to everybody else. And before we even get to the finish line, we have gone from 7th up to 3rd, so I think we might need to do something about maybe getting in a slower car, but we get the move done on the American in the Renault there, up to P2 now, at the final corner, at the end of lap 2 I might say, and then a few moments later at the start of lap 3 in turn 1 and 2, we get the move done on another American in a Honda Civic, I think that was, but we've gone a bit wide. We've screwed that up royally, but we've held on to it. We've got a solid gap over the Honda, so I don't think we have to worry about being attacked, and indeed we didn't, across the line, and just like that, 4 from 4. So these races are getting quite easy, not going to lie. They're damn near getting easier and easier the more we do, so definitely going to have to do something a bit different. As I said, this was recorded a long time ago, so I really can't remember exactly what I did, but anyway, on to race number 5, and we're at Tsukuba this time for 6 laps around here. This is an interesting little circuit, this. One that I do normally have solid pace around, but it's a weird little racetrack this. It's tricky to get right. You got no real runoff to play with I should say, so if you run off you're basically, well you're bound to go in the wall, because there's only grass, and majority of the time you can't really catch and slow the car down, and well, we all know what happens when you can't do that. You're probably going to end up in a wall of some description, so hopefully we can avoid that. I think that I managed to keep it on the black stuff for this whole race by memory, or caught the grass a little bit there, being a little bit eager with track limits there, almost off the road, but we keep it on the black stuff for the moment, making solid progress. That's up to P7, so we're doing good at the moment. Look at the horsepower difference this Renault has though, I mean that is mental. Just blast past the Finnish driver up to P6, onto lap 2, we've caught up to the back of a British driver. Should get the move done out of turn 1, and just like that, more horsepower, Bob's your uncle, up into the top 5, and as I said, these were recorded a long time ago. If I was doing these now, or I did this yesterday, I would have definitely jumped in a slower car to try and make this a bit more challenging, but hey ho, at least we know that for next time. But yeah, up to P3 now, we get the move done on the Ford Focus. So yeah, not too sure what to talk about at the moment, because I don't want to say you know, cutting onto lap 4 or something we catch up to him, because I can't remember what happened, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. But anyway, on to lap 3, send up the inside of the Spaniard in a fellow Renault. Oh, the English today is terrible. Oh, I apologise. That's just disgraceful. But anyway, onto the end of lap 3 now. We're trying to go around the outside of a Honda Civic around the final corner. That was very risky. We almost nearly put it in the grass there. That could have ended really badly. But luckily we keep the car underneath us. And onto the final lap. Cross the line, and just like that, once again, 5 out of 5 now here in the FF Challenge. Job done. So on to the next one. I think there's only one race left, and I think it is at Brands Hatch. I'm not too sure, so we'll go find out on that. I have done a lot of kilometres looking at that daily workout at the moment. I need to learn to go play something else, don't I? But anyway, on to FF Challenge race number 6, and it is not Brands Hatch. It is Autopolis. Is that how you say it? I'm not too sure. I'm hopeless with pronunciation, so don't hurt me. But anyway, we'll try and do what we can, get up to the front and win this race. I say try and get up to the front. We'll probably be there by the end of like lap 2 or 3 or something, won't we? But anyway, lights out and away we go. 5 laps here around what I would definitely call one of the trickiest tracks on this game to get right. A bit like Tsukuba in a way. There's no real runoff. If you dip a wheel off the track or something, you're a goner basically. You got to have some mad skills to recover and keep it off the wall. That's all I'm going to say. Especially when you're in some actual race cars. In these cars, it's not so bad. A bit of a slide. Gee, we slided our way right through that gap perfectly. That was nearly a big accident there, but we're able to avoid that. Up to P7 at the moment. About 10 seconds off the lead, but we should be able to make that up pretty quickly. I think this is the penultimate race in the FF Challenge. I think the next one is Brands Hatch, and that is the final race in this series as well. So hopefully we can finish this one and Brands Hatch off pretty quickly and without too many dramas. Up the inside, that is up to P4. Oh no, it's not. We've gone deep. He tries to get us on the cutback. It's one thing I've noticed with the AI in this game, and I don't know what it is, but particularly in these slower cars, I don't know what it's like when we get to the advanced professional and endurance leagues and all that kind of stuff. But the AI seem very, very generous, very courteous. They almost seem cautious to try and make a move and stuff like that, but that's not being cautious. We go for a send and a half up the inside of the top two there. I actually backed out to let them both back through because I did feel a little bit guilty about basically just barging them both out of the way. But up the inside of the Irish driver and up the inside of is it Monegasque or Singapore? I'm not too sure. The quality's not quite great on well, at least on the screen that I'm looking at right now. Everything's a little bit difficult to make out, but one thing that I can make out quite easily is the checkered flag, and there it is. So once again, we win race number 6 of the FF Challenge. So only one more to go, and that should be it for today's video, I think. There we go, some more money. I've got $10 million on this game. Like, good lord, I've got a lot of money. I need to go buy some cars or something, but anyway, here we go. Final race of the FF Challenge here at Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit, no less. Not the Indy circuit, the Grand Prix circuit. So 4 laps around here, so this might be interesting. I haven't driven this track all too much, so hopefully we don't completely bottle it and we can come away with a win. To finish off this video in style, I say in style, it's the way we finish off a lot of videos I make, but 3 wide out of the first corner there. That was a bit awkward. I don't know what that was, whether it was a Peugeot, I think it was, but he ran completely wide on the exit, and I think it was a Volkswagen was able to get up his inside, and we were able to get up the inside of a pair of them. But speaking of going up the inside, that's exactly what we've done to the British driver there for P9. So 3 cars picked off for the moment. We're going to try and get past the American here, round the outside in this left-hander, and we're going to follow that up by trying to make a move around the outside of the British driver, and I think we've actually got that done. Next up is a, was that Italian? No, it might be Mexican, I'm not too sure again. I can't quite make the flags out, they're a bit tiny on my screen at the moment. But anyway, we got that job done. Move up into P5 as well, so solid progress again. If I hadn't already recorded this, like I said, I'd definitely pick a slower car, because we definitely seem a bit OP for the AI at the moment. But like I said, I haven't got anything else recorded at the moment in terms of GT mode, so I might do that maybe in the next few days, and at least then I know to pick a car that might not be too good. But big slide from the Citroen there out of turn 1, the American nearly spinning out of P2, and well, that was easy pickings for us. But only one car left now, the Frenchman in the Renault, French driver in a French car on British soil. That feels a bit weird to say, but anyway. We'll try and get the move done here into this left-hander if we can. We've got a reasonable run. We're going to try and send it up the inside, and we do. Quite an easy move to make, to be honest, and I think by memory that was it. Wasn't able to get us back, didn't try and fight us anyway, and well, there we go. Weaving the wheel, as you can see. I'm pretty damn happy with that. Across the line, and that is 7 wins from 7 races here in the FF Challenge. Job done, and yeah, pretty successful all the same, I'd say. But we really made things too easy for ourselves there. We were in a car that was way too OP for everything that we were up against, and look, nobody else even finished the race. So we definitely need to remember in the future to to jump in a car that isn't so OP, to hopefully make things a bit more interesting next time out. So I do apologise for that, guys, that this probably wasn't the most exciting video. It was definitely not the most exciting to record. It was one of the most boring, to be honest. Well, no, it wasn't, because it's always good fun making videos for you guys. I do enjoy it, and I hope you guys enjoy watching. But anyway, if you all enjoyed, remember to leave a like, subscribe, stay tuned for plenty more. And until my next video, I'll see you all next time. Have a good one.